Hey guys, in this video I'll be listing off my picks for the bodybuilders with the best body parts in current bodybuilding. I'll be covering the arms, chest, back, legs, shoulders, and midsection, and I'm also going to dive deeper into some of the categories. Like always, this video is heavily influenced by my own opinion, so please let me know your thoughts down below. Now, before we do dive into it, I want to give a quick shout out to my partner, Old School Labs. If you guys are interested in high quality supplements, you can use my code JakeUltimate or check out the link in the description below. With that all being said though, if you guys do enjoy these videos, a like and sub would be awesome, and without any further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, let's kick things off by diving into the best arms currently in bodybuilding, and trust me, there are some very impressive physiques in the mix here. First up, let's talk about the best overall arms, and honestly, this one was kind of hard. You've guys like Hunter Labrada, Nick Walker, but in my opinion, there's no better choice right now than Michael Krizo. This guy brings a truly jaw-dropping combination of biceps, triceps, and forearms that you really just don't see every day. His arms have an incredible level of fullness, impressive muscle separation, and the sheer size that really sets him apart. I genuinely cannot think of anyone else who comes close to matching Krizo when it comes to excelling simultaneously across all three areas of the arm. He's simply dominating in this category right now, and definitely has the best overall package. But if we're going to narrow things down specifically to the biceps, I would say that Akeem Williams actually deserves the spotlight here. Akeem's biceps are not just massive, they're uniquely impressive thanks to their crazy peaks and exceptional striations. The definition and separation he achieves in the biceps gives his arms a sculpted, very detailed look that's extremely hard to compete with. It's honestly incredible just how well defined and massive his biceps are simultaneously, making him an easy pick for the best biceps in current bodybuilding. Moving on to the triceps, Hunter Labrada really steals the show in my opinion. Hunter's triceps boast unbelievable fullness with very long, deeply impressive insertions. But what really stands out to me is the coveted cross-striation detail that he brings to the stage in them. This kind of muscle development combination with great genetics and attention to detail is pretty rare, and it's exactly why Hunter's triceps deserve to be highlighted. When it comes to combining size, fullness, detailed muscularity, and things like that, Hunter is easily at the top of the heap. Now finally, let's talk about forearms. Here once again, Michael Krizo takes the top spot because Krizo's forearms are simply massive. They're full, dense, and incredibly proportional to his enormous upper arms. It's rare to see someone with such perfectly balanced, yet freakishly developed forearms, making Krizo undeniably the best in this category. However, I do have to give a quick honorable mention to Ramon Dino. Even though he's not competing in the open category, which we are focusing on in this video, Ramon's forearms are absolutely insane. Honestly, if Ramon had ever moved up to the open bodybuilding, there's a very good chance he would have the best forearms in the division. Now let's shift gears and dive into the chest, and for me there's only one competitor who clearly dominates here, and that would be Samson Dauda. When it comes to the sheer thickness and raw mass, nobody else in the current bodybuilding scene even comes close to Samson. His chest is simply unmatched in terms of volume and density. It's genuinely hard to comprehend the amount of muscle that he's packed into his chest. Of course, no physique is perfect, and Samson could really improve slightly when it comes to the finer details and condition in his chest and overall physique, but here's the thing, his sheer muscle size and impressive striations are already enough to set him apart from everyone else. When Samson hits poses like the side chest, the most muscular, or even just a front relaxed pose, his chest depth becomes undeniable. The thickness from top to bottom combined with the width he showcases across the chest is truly next level. Additionally, the striations that Samson brings to the stage are genuinely impressive relative to his chest, and it gives it a more powerful, imposing look. Even though he might not have the deepest separation or the sharpest cuts that we've ever seen, the size and density that he presents creates an unbeatable visual impact. His chest doesn't just stand out, it practically dominates his physique in certain poses, creating an incredible upper body look. Now, when comparing him to other current bodybuilders, nobody achieves the combination of massive proportions and noticeable muscular detail quite like Samson. He's not just big, he's structurally very impressive, with a chest that ties seamlessly in with his shoulders and arms, creating a very aesthetically pleasing and balanced look. In my opinion, Samson Dauda is easily the top choice when it comes to the best chest currently in bodybuilding. There are other honorable mentions like Andrew Jack, who has even finer details and similar, fullness, or Hadi Chupin, who has one of the most detailed and refined chests we've ever seen, but lacks the overall size. Now, Samson Dauda's overall exceptional thickness is what puts him over the top, and he has good enough striations that put him comfortably ahead of his competition. Alright, now it's time to talk about the back, and honestly, Derek Lunsford is an absolute no-brainer here. In today's bodybuilding lineup, nobody can match Derek when it comes to the overall combination of detail, size, and shape. From top to bottom, Derek's back is truly world-class and undeniably sets the standard in the sport right now. Now, what makes Derek's back so special is that he combines everything perfectly. His back isn't just wide, it's exceptionally detailed, with deep cuts, well-defined muscle groups, and truly impressive lower back thickness. It's rare to see someone with both the mass as well as the intricate muscular detail that Derek brings to the table. Now, when Derek hits a rear double biceps pose, for instance, it's almost game over for anyone standing beside him. His lats flare out dramatically, creating that iconic V-taper, and the way that his lower lats and erectors pop out is unmatched in today's bodybuilding landscape. He doesn't just have the size, he's got one of the most balanced and very aesthetically pleasing backs that you'll see, perfectly blending impressive width and thickness with density. But Derek's strengths don't stop there. The overall shape of his back is also exceptional. He combines incredible width in the lats with a remarkably narrow waist, which accentuates the already dramatic proportion. This gives his physique that classic V-tapered look that the judges and fans alike appreciate so much. The combination of size, detail, and near-perfect symmetry that Derek showcases is simply just amazing. Whether you're talking about his rear lat spread, rear double, or even the rear relaxed pose, his back is consistently a standout feature. Even from the front, in the front double, his back is just wild, with those lats popping out, where people have even accused him of using synthol and things like that. Now, Derek's back development overall checks every box a bodybuilder could want: size, shape, and conditioning, all in one complete package. It's really no surprise that he's become known for having one of the best backs in recent history, and he's clearly the current leader in this category. Alright, let's move on to the legs, and there's a lot to cover here, so I've broken this one down into multiple subcategories: overall best legs, quads, calves, and even more. Now, starting with the best overall legs, I've got to give this one to Martin Fitzwater, which may be kind of controversial, maybe. Now, Martin's lower body is genuinely outstanding. From top to bottom, the completeness and balance he shows in the legs are just unmatched, in my opinion. His quads have incredible fullness and separation, and his hamstrings are thick and detailed, and the calves complement the rest perfectly. What's especially impressive about Martin is the front to back balance. His hamstrings are thick and well developed, his glutes are impressively defined, and his quad sweep adds powerful outer shape and size to his lower half. His legs aren't just big, they're also meticulously balanced, showcasing muscular detail, striations, and great proportions. For these reasons, Martin Fitzwater clearly takes the top spot for having the most complete lower body in current bodybuilding. Next up are the quads, and here the standout has got to be Rubio Mascara, better known as Neckzilla. Now, I understand he might not always bring the tightest condition, but let's be real, when it comes to pure quad size, nobody can touch him. His quads are absolutely massive, full, and very impressively shaped, with enough muscle separation to get the job done. Sure, he might need to dial in the condition a bit more, but even with room for improvement, he's easily got the biggest, most impressive quads on the bodybuilding scene right now. When you see him hit any of the poses, even the back poses, it's impossible to not notice that outer quad sweep and sheer dominance of the quads. Now, Neckzilla is undeniably the king here, and let's move on to the glutes, and I would say that Derek Lunsford has got to have some of the best in recent history. Derek has become synonymous with condition from behind, as obviously we just saw his back, and nothing illustrates that better than his glute condition. Now, sure, Derek might not have the size in the glutes compared to the greats like Ronnie Coleman, or even like a competitor today like Andrew Jack, but his conditioning is absolutely unmatched. Nobody currently brings the deep, razor-sharp striations like Derek does. The shredded lines and dryness he achieves really does set him apart, making him an easy pick for the best conditioned glutes in bodybuilding today. It's genuinely impressive how clearly defined each line is, emphasizing the exceptional dryness and condition that the judges and fans have really come to admire from him, at least from behind. Going on to one of the most important muscle groups in the lower body, the hamstrings, it's impossible to overlook Nick Walker when we're talking about this area, who stands out as having some of the most refined in the open division today. He's got incredible thickness, deep cuts, and razor-sharp separation. His hamstrings showcase a level of detail rarely seen at this level. The sheer mass he carries in the posterior chain is staggering, yet it does not compromise the intricate definition that makes his lower body from behind so dominant. Whether hitting a rear double or executing a side shot, his massive and detailed hamstrings add another layer of freak factor to his already mutant-esque physique. Few competitors can match the combination of size, detail, and refinement that he brings, making his hamstrings a true standout and, in my opinion, the best in the sport right now. Now, finally, onto the calves, a muscle group that is notoriously difficult to master and one that is often overlooked. Surprisingly, today, a lot of the top competitors have rather good calves, so this one could go to numerous competitors depending on what you prefer. Personally, I would go with Hunter Labrada here, as I think he's got some of the most balanced calves to upper legs, which means a lot considering just how massive his quads are. He brings good separation and mass in the calves, and this is best showcased in his Dorian-esque rendition of the side tricep pose. But anyways, that about does it for the legs. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue with the list. Moving on, let's talk about shoulders. For this category, I've got an athlete who's still flying somewhat under the radar, but is undoubtedly making a name for himself thanks to his incredible delts, and that's Wojciech Ternka. When it comes to shoulders, this guy is honestly in a league of his own, right now at least. His delts are so round, full, and dramatically capped that you would almost think that he's using synthol or some other kind of oil injection, but believe it or not, it's completely natural muscular development. What's really impressive about this guy's shoulders isn't just their massive, almost cartoon-like fullness, but also the exceptional detail and condition that he maintains. The muscle fibers are clearly visible, showcasing deep separation and very impressive striations. When he hits a side chest, side tricep, or rear double, your eyes are instantly drawn to his unbelievable roundness and size in the delts. Perhaps the most exciting thing about Wojciech is that, as far as I'm aware, he's not even an IFBB pro yet. This makes his development even more impressive and gives him a ton of potential moving forward. Honestly, if he continues improving at his current rate, we could very well be looking at one of the best sets of shoulders in bodybuilding ever. He might already be approaching that level even. His shoulders aren't just visually striking though, they drastically enhance his overall aesthetics by widening his upper body and creating the coveted, X-frame look. It's truly exciting to think about how dominant he could be once he earns his pro card and steps onto the bigger stages. Obviously as well, his biggest weakness is his back development, so hopefully he can bring that up as well. But until then, he remains an incredible talent to watch, and for now, in my book, he's absolutely got the best shoulders in bodybuilding today. Alright guys, finally on to our last category, the midsection. Now, in bodybuilding, having a strong, very detailed midsection can truly elevate a physique from great to legendary, and right now nobody exemplifies that better than Hadi Chupin. Hadi has established himself as the gold standard when it comes to the current midsection development, showcasing an incredible blend of perfectly symmetrical abs, deeply etched serratus muscle, and obliques that are meticulously detailed. Every time Hadi steps onto the stage, it's immediately clear just how much care and effort he dedicates into presenting an elite-level core. His abdominal muscles are not only deeply cut, but are also exceptionally symmetrical and proportionate, making his midsection one of the most aesthetically pleasing in the open division today. On top of that, his serratus muscles, the, intricate finger-like muscles around the ribs, are simply phenomenal, highlighting an exceptional level of condition and development as well. And let's not overlook the obliques, which provide a striking frame that complements the entire upper body and, more importantly, emphasizing his incredible waist. Now, what truly separates Hadi apart, though, is how consistently shredded the midsection is, as well as how controlled it is. He's able to maintain a midsection that looks like it's carved out of marble, showcasing razor-sharp lines and grainy condition that often surpasses even the highest level of competitors. It's the kind of midsection you rarely see outside of like classic physique or even men's physique. Simply put, Hadi Choopan has mastered the art of balancing size with condition, making his midsection a clear standout. And on top of all of this, he also has a great vacuum pose, which highlights his versatility, which further goes to show you that he has the best midsection right now. Now, I do have to give an honorable mention here to another competitor whose midsection is nothing short of spectacular, and that would be Ali Bilal. Ali is a men's physique competitor, which unfortunately means he cannot officially qualify for this men's open bodybuilding focused list, but nevertheless, I have to acknowledge just how remarkable his midsection truly is. His abs, serratus, and obliques are honestly some of the best I've seen, not just recently, but potentially ever. His abs have incredible depth and definition, his serratus muscles are sharply cut and shredded to the bone, and his obliques complete the overall impressive aesthetic, providing an almost flawless taper. Ali's condition and detail are so refined that he genuinely rivals or might even surpass Hadi in certain aspects. You know, it's rare to see someone whose core looks so intricately detailed and sculpted as his does, which is why he deserves recognition despite not being able to officially make it onto the main list. Now, if he ever decided to move up to open bodybuilding, which is very unlikely given his men's physique focus and his potential to win the title, there's no doubt that he would immediately become a top contender in this category. Still, with the current open bodybuilding scene considered, I think Hadi Choopan remains the undisputed champion of midsection development. His incredible consistency, deep muscular detail, and extraordinary condition put him comfortably in first place. Alright, that about does it though for this video. Let me know your thoughts on my picks. Do you agree or disagree? Who else do you think deserves recognition? Don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.